Next on WVUA 23 News, muggy weather is here to stay. More on the forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, turning our attention now to the weather, a wet, stormy start to our work week.
That's right, Jabari. We are in for more rain this evening. Molly Starr is here with the first look at the weather. Molly.
Hey guys, yeah, we do have some rain and it's starting to amp up as it's moving its way across Mississippi. We've got this storm near Hamilton and this one approaching Columbus and then one down there near Demopolis, so widespread across our area. Now these could dissipate before they reach everybody, but they could be sticking around, and they're not only sticking around for tonight, but we have some more rain expected for the rest of the week. But for the storms tonight, I'll be watching them here, so I'll have more for you guys on those in just a few more minutes. We'll stick around after the break to find out more about how much sunshine could be in your forecast in the next few days. Well, happy Monday. We started off a little bit more looking like here in Demopolis. We saw lots of clouds, lots of rain this morning, but we saw sunshine today. Demopolis currently sitting at 83. They warmed up and they've been staying on the warmer side of the day. Now currently our area is pretty dry. Now we do have these storms starting to move into central Alabama that could be sticking around or making their way through for a while. As we can see, they're pretty strong storms. We've got a lot of yellow and red rain. And with these storms, we're seeing mild winds with 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. Now that could take down a tree if it's not very sturdy, but you should be fine from a isolated tornado. We're not expecting that kind of severe weather today, but they could develop a hail core and you might see up to quarter-size hail like we've seen the past few days. Well, let's take a look at what this could look like as we move through tonight and the next few days. So currently we have this system of some scattered storms out there. Now, this isn't exactly what our radar is showing, but it is our model and it's a pretty high resolution one, so it'll be as accurate as we can be. They'll move through and by the late hours of tonight, we should be clear, maybe some clouds out there, but we're not seeing many storms. Now, same kind of situation for Tuesday. We could see some storms move in late, early hour morning of Tuesday, but by the time you're headed out the door, those should be gone and staying dry for pretty much the rest of the day. Now, you might see that afternoon isolated shower that we do see here in the summertime, but then we're seeing lots of sunshine and cloudy days kind of drifting away. You might still see some clouds out there for Tuesday and Wednesday, but we're staying pretty dry for those days. Now, looking ahead to Thursday, Friday into the weekend, now that's a bit of a different story. We've got some more rain on the way for those, but the other news is these temperatures. Now, the temperatures aren't insanely high. We only maxed out about the low 80s today, maybe the mid 80s, but they were on the cooler side and we're gonna stay a little bit cool, but by the end of the week, we will be warming up. Currently, we're already starting that downshift into our overnight lows. We've got those 80s still hanging out about there, but we're already cooling down in the upper counties to those 70s. We're only going to see the low to mid 70s as our high tonight, and maybe dipping into the 60s for some of our counties, but those 80s are going to be warming back up into the 90s. And you know, with these temperatures, we're also seeing very humid, muggy weather because all these chances of rain we have are also bringing in a lot of humidity, and it's going to feel awfully muggy and sticky out. But the good news is severe weather is not expected. So, you know, as we move through tornado season and hurricane season, download our free WVUA 23 app and keep up to date with weather coverage and updates, as well as our social media platforms. Search Richard Scott, WVUA 23.
Well, one thing about it, I knew I loved this morning when I woke up and the rain was right on the window. It was perfect.
Yes.
I love that.
A nice gloomy morning. However, it being a Monday, that's not always the best.
No, it's not. But I loved it, though. I enjoyed that.
Can't believe that.
Molly, thank you. Well, Gary Harris is standing by with a look at what's coming up in sports. Gary, good evening.
And Molly, what do we have for our weather?
Yeah, we've got some scattered storms headed this way, but you know, those rain chances are sticking around for the rest of the week, and temperatures are on the rise back into those summer-like weather.
I can't wait. I want another day like this morning where I can actually sleep in, hear that rain coming.
Don't rub it in. I don't get to sleep in.
Maybe this weekend, those later days this week.
I called Gary this morning and he was at work. I was still at home. He was still at work. Well, that's it for us. We'll be back here tonight at 10 o'clock. Have a great evening.